So you're putting in hours at the table, but are you practicing in a way that actually sticks? In this video, I'm going to share what motor learning research reveals about getting better at pool. You'll learn why you see two different types of improvement when learning a new shot, why you'll often play better the day after practice than during, and 4 evidence-based strategies to help you optimize your time at the table and improve faster. Let's dive in. When you're learning a new shot, your brain improves on 2 completely different timelines. Understanding this will help you know what to expect from your practice sessions. The first phase is quick adaptation. When you first start practicing a new shot, you'll see rapid improvement, typically around 20 attempts. Your brain is quickly adapting to the basic pattern. You can literally feel this happening. The first few attempts are awkward, but after about a dozen repetitions or so, you'll start to notice more consistency. The second phase is deep learning. This is where the skill really sticks and becomes automatic. This one takes much more practice, about 100 to 300 repetitions spread over multiple sessions. Here's what this looks like in practice. You can learn the basic feel of a draw shot in one practice session, but to make it reliable, to where you can execute it under pressure in a game, you need to repeat that shot or a variation of it over 2 to 3 weeks to really solidify it in your brain. You'll often shoot better the day after practice because your brain consolidates the skill overnight during sleep. Research using brain imaging shows that during deep sleep, your motor cortex reorganizes itself to make the movement more efficient. The neural pathways you created during practice get strengthened and refined while you sleep. So you're actually getting improvement at 2 different times: what happens during practice and what happens after practice while you sleep. This is why you shouldn't judge a practice session by how well you shot that day. If you put in focused reps on a new skill, your brain is working on it even after you leave the table. So what does this mean for how you should actually practice? Well, here are 4 evidence-based strategies. Strategy number 1, space your practice across multiple days. Multiple studies comparing different practice schedules found the same thing. Distributed practice beats mass practice every single time. Here's what that means. Practice 3 to 5 times per week, daily if you can manage it. Consistency across multiple days matters more than total hours. Why? Because you need those breaks, including sleep, for consolidation to happen. One study found that people who practice with 12-hour breaks, including sleep, performed significantly better than people who practice with just 10-minute breaks between sessions. So if you can only practice on weekends, you're really limiting your improvement. The players who practice just 30 minutes a day during the week will outpace you. Now, here's something critical. You must stop before fatigue sets in. When you practice tired, you're not just wasting that session, you're actually building sloppy motor patterns. Your brain is still learning, but it's learning the fatigued version of your shooting process. When you feel yourself losing focus or you're rushing, that's your signal to stop. Pro tip: if you only have 15 or 20 minutes, that's still valuable practice time as long as you're focused. Short, focused sessions are more effective than long, distracted ones. Strategy number 2, keep practicing through plateaus. Here's where most players quit. You're grinding on a shot and suddenly nothing. No improvement for 20, 30, even 50 attempts. Your brain is screaming, "This isn't working." But research shows that plateaus are not failures. They're consolidation happening beneath the surface. When you hit a plateau, plan for 50 to 100 more attempts before you see a breakthrough. I know that sounds discouraging, but stick with me. One study on pool players found that participants hit a performance plateau around shots 200 to 250. But when the researchers analyzed their body mechanics, their motor patterns were still improving. Their brain was optimizing movements across their entire body, not just their shooting arm, but their stance, their bridge, everything, even though the results looked the same. Here's the key. Under the surface, your nervous system is rewiring. It's organizing all those repetitions into a more efficient pattern. You just can't see it yet because it hasn't fully integrated. Think of it like strength training. You're not getting stronger during the workout. You're actually breaking down muscle. The strength comes afterward during recovery when your body rebuilds. Same thing happens with motor learning. Pro tip, if you're truly stuck on a plateau for weeks with zero progress, that's different. That's when you need to get an instructor to diagnose what's actually going wrong. But most plateaus, they're temporary. Trust the process and keep putting in quality reps. Strategy number 3, practice your specific weaknesses deliberately. Here's what separates players who improve from players who stagnate: deliberate practice. That means working on specific skills with clear feedback, not just playing games or shooting around. Here's the formula. First, identify your weaknesses. What specific shots are costing you games? Long straight shots, thin cuts, high spin positioning shots. Document them by writing down notes, drawing a diagram, or taking a photo. Second, dedicate the majority of your practice time to those shots. Not the ones you've already got, the ones that scare you. Third, work at the edge of your ability, not in your comfort zone. If you're making a shot almost every time, it's too easy. If you're missing most of them, then it's too hard. Find that challenge zone where you're succeeding more often than failing, but still missing enough to feel the pressure. Fourth, get immediate feedback on every shot. Fortunately, in pool, it's obvious if you pocketed the ball or not, but players often overlook positioning. Take note if the cue ball went too far or too short, if the spin didn't take exactly as you expected, and track your results. The Bullseye Billiards target set works perfectly for getting immediate feedback on your positioning. That's deliberate practice, and it's the most efficient way to improve. Strategy number 4, never stop working on your fundamentals. The evidence is clear on this. Advanced players don't outgrow fundamentals. They master them more deeply than everyone else. The same is true in pool. Advanced play isn't about moving beyond fundamentals. It's about mastering them so deeply that you can execute them in increasingly complex situations. So if you're not regularly checking your shooting process, your stance, your vision center, your swing, you're building a house on sand. These technical fundamentals never go away. They just get more refined and more automatic. Now, I'm not saying you should obsess over mechanics during every shot or make constant adjustments, but especially during practice, you need to stay aware of how your mechanics affect what's happening on the table. If you're consistently getting unexpected results, it's very often a mechanical issue. Pro tip, even if you've been playing for 20 years, record yourself shooting straight shots, then watch it back. You might be shocked at what you see that you didn't feel. This actually happened to me the other day by accident when I was testing a new camera, and now I'm getting down on my shots a bit better because of it. And even better, work with a qualified instructor that can pinpoint flaws in your technique. All right, let's recap what we've covered. When you're learning a new shot, you'll see 2 types of improvement: quick gains in the first 20 attempts, and deep learning that takes 100 to 300 reps over multiple weeks. You'll often shoot better the day after practice because your brain consolidates skills during sleep. Practice across multiple days, not marathon sessions, and stop before fatigue sets in. Keep practicing through plateaus. They signal your brain is doing deep work beneath the surface, not that you've failed. Work deliberately on your weaknesses. That's where the real improvement happens. And never stop working on your fundamentals. Experts don't outgrow them, they master them. If you want a complete practice system, check out the Bullseye Billiards app, which contains hundreds of cue ball positioning shots to guide you on your practice journey. For more tips on keeping your practice sessions engaging, check out this video on how better designed practice can keep you motivated. If you found this helpful or have your own experiences with plateaus and breakthroughs, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear what's working for you. Keep practicing, and may all your shots be on target.